had some things I quickly needed to cover, but so I'm gonna go through everything sort of fast, but still at enough pace to confidently check everything. Starting with the weekly. In fact, we had news. If I just check, we've got news at 9:45, so technically we can't even trade till 9:45. Now, let's go back to check the weekly candle. Okay. Let's get ES on this side. Check the weekly candle also. We've pulled back into a daily range from this low to that high in this fair value gap. I'm going to get rid of the other drawings. What's my daily targets or points of interest? In fact, let me just quickly send this out. Wait, how can I be live twice? Wait. How? I don't know about that. I don't know what's going on. Yo, it says I'm live on two different things. Alright, well, I'll sort that out later. So daily targets. I would like to see this closed inside here. So maybe we see an inside day. Let's check the 4 hour. Okay. So I remember yesterday I was talking about this 4 hour potential market structure shift under this low, and it played out perfectly, you know. So what did we do? We displaced below the low, left a fair value gap after taking buy side. This is a very clean 2022 model occurring on the 4 hour. However, we don't trade on the 4 hour. So what do we expect? So price touched into this and it actually closed below these three candles, which makes me think that now this candle here should respect these and continue lower. So I think the drawn liquidity is ultimately these lows, but I suppose maybe for a session low you could look for this. It seems reasonable. I'm going to just drop to the 1 hour to see if we're getting the same thing. So from the 1 hour, we can see we've made a bearish PDRA. We've so far thus respected that. We did get a sweep. This is technically a breaker, this bearish candle here. This is our mitigation block. We're below midnight. On the 15-minute, the daily profile. So we, not quite, but it's almost a consolidation type range from Asia. And wait, let me just send this. Yeah, so almost a consolidation type range. You can see that London, our pre-London, from midnight to 2 o'clock did the perfect Judas, which is what you expect. It swept Asia high, instant displacement. From London all the way up to pre-New York, we've consolidated and retraced back into this range. So this is the dealing range we're working within. Clearly touched 50%. In fact, we touched OTE. It's interesting to see how this 15-minute candle closes now, because this could be now the catalyst to continue lower, depending on if it wants to, you know, create this as an order block, inverse that fair value gap, close below 830. I will need to check opening range gap. So where did we open and close? From close to open, if I check it here, we filled the entire range. Oh, okay, so we filled... Is that right? Why doesn't that look like that on there? Oh, okay, so I need to look at it from 9:30 onwards. So what happened at 9:30 onwards? Yeah, we filled in roughly about half of that, which is a good sign if you're overly bearish, because usually if you're very bearish, you would want us to see the lower end of that opening range gap being filled, or even none of it. So yeah, I'm just watching now to see, are we gonna create some nice PD rays and respect that, or how might this close? Because if this, let me just see exactly what's happening with ES. So ES is doing a very similar 4-hour pattern, so you can see why now I'm bearish to these lows, and essentially I don't think that we'll come back into here. That was the retracement that was had, because look at the respect that we've had here. We've had a bullish candle, and then this candle here is closed below that, making that an order block. This candle here opened, power of 3, touched the top of the bottom of this order block, and now distribution lower. So maybe targets for these lows, or at least an entire gap fill. Just check YM. Start from the daily. Okay, we've got a daily fair value gap lower. I don't really care too much about targets, more just about structure. I believe maybe there's SMT here. Somewhat, but I'll lay it off. By the way though, it is Friday. We're not going to force a trade, but if we do get something good that follows our model, we'll take it. 15-minute on OIM. 9:30. Swept buy side. Distribution lower. That low pretty much 9 times out of 10 that low gets taken. So I'm confident that we still trade lower. Let's see how this 15-minute closed on white NQ. So we did inverse the gap. We did close below 8:30. Oh, you can already see this candle has dropped. Okay. I didn't check the NWOGs. That's something I haven't checked just yet. So that's the last thing on my sheet, other than higher time frame premium and discount, which I only just briefly spoke about. So we're respecting an NDOG above. We do have an NWOG, so this will be the weekly open Monday. So you can see that we've traded above the weekly open this entire time, and the weekly profile, if we check from the hourly, okay, where's Monday? So Monday here, open, manipulation lower. What did we have? We had a Thursday reversal. I'm just gonna double check my notes to see what the Thursday reversal gave on Friday. So weekly profiles. It's not a difficult one, but it's not very clean in terms of the other profiles that are available. But yeah, we would expect a bearish sell side sweep to finish and close as an inside bar, like, you know, make the candle an entire power 3 and it closes below that candle's body. I know it wouldn't be an inside. The 4-hour looks strong. Hourly it looks like we could be having something good if we close below this candle here. I was gonna say those two, but this is the better one. If we close below that, and especially the wick, it's just more convincing that this now is a respected PD array, so we shouldn't take this high. Currently, when this candle finishes, this 15-minute candle, we're gonna have, wait, what's marked here? What is that? Oh, that was the opening range. Yeah, right. I'm gonna get rid of that. Currently, when this 15-minute candle finishes, we're gonna definitely have respect. Unless we completely reverse now, we're gonna have created our hourly order block, but more refined is this 15-minute version of it. We're gonna have our 15-minute BPR, which allows us to sell below 8:30 and midnight, because the BPR actually extends to here, as long as this candle now doesn't come up. This is some short-term low that very, very likely gonna get taken. Maybe before we get any kind of move, like any entry. But that's fine because our targets are set on this sell side here. So we premium and discount. That, yeah, I just wanted to touch on that once more. So premium and discount. It depends which side of the curve we're looking at. So in fact, let's not be so high a time frame. Let's look at this hourly. I want to show. Maybe it's on the 15-minute though. Oh snap! Look at this. Actually, that's just dropping. Yeah, so maybe that's well. Obviously, with this sell side looks more obvious, or more likely to get touched because of them equal lows. $9.45 was news. What did it do? Okay, since news open now, this 5-minute candle, we're trading lower. So it seems like that this here was our Judas already to sweep eager sellers that were trying to get into the market for pre-AM. Yeah, this looks good. I mean, on the hourly, let's check on the left side of the curve some PD rays that we have. So the 4 hours closing in 8 minutes. Here we've got our reclaimed order block. So that's gonna be one trade potential area. On the hourly, I don't really want to use that because the 4 hour was already so refined it looks good. The hourly, we've got our order block here. This is an entire mitigation zone. From this low to this high, once we pass below that now, this area is mitigated because essentially price just moves in balanced price ranges. Every PD array is a balanced price range, but that's quite a deep subject. So this is one PD array stacked with 2. You can see where they're starting to overlap. 3 would maybe be here. On our 15-minute chart, we would maybe need to seek 50%. We would maybe need to seek 50%. So I would, obviously I'm gonna have to keep redrawing this and adjusting, but I would like to see would like to see a retracement. Let's get rid of that one. Reclaimed order block. We can keep that 6 minutes until silver bullet starts. And then we could get something good from there actually. Oh, it's a 4 hour, yeah. I'll quickly explain why, actually, while we're waiting. Why almost every PD array is a balanced price. I think the most two important concepts in ICT are balanced price ranges and sweeps. Not necessarily total soups, but basically a total soup. Because the market moves between both of them. Just like inefficiencies and sweeps. Because look, let me show you here. For an order block, what have we got? For an order block to be created, we need an up candle and then we need a down close candle to pass through it. That means this entire area here from us going up, let me show you on like the 5 minute maybe. From us, ignore the BPR please. From us going up from this low to that high and now down, this area is balanced technically in price, and there might be more to this, but my just simple understanding is that because now this is balanced, that's why this is a good place to sell. Even, like they're called and they're labeled things: order block, breaker, mitigation block, but actually it's just a balanced price range, because it's, if price wants to efficiently deliver it, what, it might touch it and then that's it. Like it's a safe spot. Same for mitigation blocks, exactly the same. Same for breakers. Like for a breaker, the pattern you need, I suppose it's a very um what would you call it, like it's very narrowed down on the lower time frames, but it's just essentially the lowest point where there's a balanced price range, and you would expect that to be held. Reclaimed order blocks, the exact same. It's an area where we had previous um, for this scenario, it's an area where we had previous selling or sell side given, and then once we pass through that, because like if we look on this lower time frame, bro, this is definitely balanced now. Hmm, yeah, we're getting a nice market maker model. This was good. I might actually go back to my old stream and like snip that bit where I was showing about this market maker model, because this is the entire range we're working in now. And actually, instead of just looking short term to these lows, we could be more bearish into something like here. I know that on the regular trading hours, you can see we've got a fat gap right here, just above 50%. So even when we sweep that sell side, I'm confident we're going to trade lower into here, maybe into this consolidation. We'll just have to see how market structure keeps playing out, like as the days go on. I mean, yo, what news do we have next week? So next week, okay, that's sound. So next week, Monday is not a trading day. Tuesday, 10 o'clock. Wednesday you can trade. Thursday you can trade. Friday you can trade. Oh, look, here's something that I've got written in my news notes, because there's two red folder news events in the same session, 8:30 and 10. You must wait until that second folder, because same for Friday actually, I just noticed. You must wait for that second folder because price likely will, on news release, consolidate until that second news event, to when then you can start getting your distribution. That's not from me, that's from ICT, by the way. Oh yeah, so we're getting our reclaimed order block, we're getting our breaker, we're getting our balanced price range. We could get a good short into today's session. No, don't come back up. I'm just gonna quickly check over ES and YM and monitor their 15-minute structure. So yes, we had a closure above this, below this inverse, closure to confirm these as order blocks by this candle here. So this is quite strong now for bearish price action until we take a measure of sell side, right? Some kind of liquidity. What looks obvious? Maybe like these lows here, drawn out, because I think we could get a good session. And then what was YM? YM is going to be bullet. Yeah, look. Oh boy. I think I mentioned. Oh snap, yo, so bro, I think I mentioned this before, yeah, but This is crazy. Like, if you never heard about this or you've never seen this before, this might blow your mind. Yeah. Essentially, every time you're entering inside a fair value gap like this, okay, this might be a bad example because no, forget it, I'll show it still. Every time you're entering inside of a fair value gap for a sell or a buy, you're just being a lower time frame total soup trader because you think you're entering on an inefficiency. Oh look, I'm gonna enter as soon as it does this, but look at the 1 minute. Look what that high was. Okay, no, this is what I'm saying. That was a bad example because I would need to see even lower time frames, and I don't have it on trading view. I'll show you a better one to what exactly I mean. Maybe something, maybe just something basic like this. Okay, obviously it didn't respect it in hindsight, but if you just get the idea of, let's say you wanted to sell here, look at what that 1 minute was. It was a high, and on the 15-second or something, this high I've just drawn there will look more something like these here, where it's like an actual high, and so that's all that is. You just enter in on a turtle soup from the left side of the curve. And I think this is also why you can get good SMTs with inefficiencies, because just a small concept that I thought of, not necessarily what ICT himself specifically has taught, but just something I've gathered from like what I've seen, is that when, let's say ES or NQ drops like this and NQ comes all the way up into a fair value gap here, but ES doesn't, right? Like ES has made the same structure, but ES is only here and it's missed its fair value gap. Actually, what you've got here is an SMT divergence without kind of knowing it, because yeah, on that lower time frame, if I was to draw that fair value gap low out, that has swept a high, whereas ES hasn't. And I think that's why you're getting like dealing range type SMTs where one doesn't seek 50% but one does. And even if you're looking, like right now, I'm just a bit strict with it, so I'll always make sure I'm getting a 50% dealing range. So from this high to this low, I want 50% touched. But if we consider that maybe ES is touching 50% itself into an inefficiency, like a lower time frame high or a low, that might be your SMT. But like, that's just deep. I don't know, it might be a bit too much. I think you should just wait for the 50%. Wait, what's that? Yeah, yeah, lower time frame SMT. Yeah, that's it, bro. Did we close below that? Okay, so we did close below the reclaimed order block. Oh wait, no. Yeah, we did. Just slightly though. The body of the candle. Here's a secret source here that is quite deep. ICT actually has two versions of reclaimed order blocks, and not many people know this because you have to watch a lot of his content to see this. But I can show you what I mean. Essentially, this version is his more recent 2023 mentorship version, where let's say you've got on the left side of the curve, every previous order block that gets closed below, I'm talking about the body, so here, that's not why I've drawn the wick, but I suppose you could at some point, right? Like every body closure then becomes a reclaimed order block. So for example here, exactly how you would use a normal order block, but just on the left side of the curve. And then his other version, which was taught in like 2016, is this. Let's say, oh no, this is the no, I wouldn't even recommend looking at that. I wouldn't even, because It's just not as good. It's not as good. I never found accuracy in that. But wait. I just want to make sure we're not. Hmm. Well, well, if you're interested, basically you'll find it in his 2016 month 4 reclaimed order block content, where he'll show you. I could literally get it up maybe. Look at this. Where's that just gone now? Wait, what? Right. I'm gonna show you here. I've had to zoom it in because it's so small, the image. So I know this looks terrible, but just basically on the left side of the curve, you can see that we would be drawing a reclaimed order block like this because it's the lowest down close candle that was used on that left hand side, and it closed below it, and then this green candle you can see touched up into that range, this candle here, and dropped. That's his 2023 mentorship version. However, the 2016 one is like this. It's actually the opposite way round. So instead of you're looking for like the last down close on that left side, you're looking for like that swing high candle, opposite to how you draw a breaker essentially. So look, in this down close bit here, we would likely draw this last close here, this last black candle. And if I draw that across, you can see just visually, we do close below it, the candles then come up, we touch into that and a fair value gap and drop. Whereas he here has shown, I don't know, it's spooky, bro. This is what I was saying. Like, why is he even drawing this candle here, not this one? And why not this one? Because I get these two, right? They're split by a black candle, but why exactly that one? I don't know. I wouldn't recommend using this version of it. Come on, we're waiting. This is good though, because actually we're making some form of accumulation in price. So we're giving our sweep, which is nice. We've got our volume imbalance there on the 15-minute. Let's double check YM. Oh no. Look at that, bro. It's alright, we're just gonna be patient. I think we can get at 10 o'clock. Let's check the 5-minute, because sometimes there's 5-minute. So here's a fair value gap, right? In discount, and then here's our like 5-minute volume imbalance. Is that news open? So that's news open. That's why that's done that, gapped like that. I mean, 5-minute silver bullet setup, maybe, but I wouldn't take it if I was not trading how I trade. I just feel like we could get a higher retracement, although it is being like, look at that, like, So where's our 3 PD raise? Because this is something I always look for now. He said it in like multiple of his. Oh no. He said multiple times in his Twitter spaces and some of his, like, I think one of his videos I see, he mentioned about how you want these three PD arrays, and he has like a funny comment about it. But essentially, if we look now, our this PD array is the strongest one out of them all because of the time frame. Second PD array, I'm gonna say, is this entire, like this low of this order block here. So did we touch it? I'm not sure. No, I don't think so. We're a tiny bit off. And then third might actually be the breaker candle here. So very similar. I'd say that's like our 3 PD arrays. You've got your balance price range there. Like this area is quite stacked. Is that 5 minute? Calm. Oh boy. I do have to go at 11 o'clock, so I would like to watch the market until 10, 11, no, not 11, 10, 11. I just read that. The opposite way around, so 11, 10. But I've got to dip like tiny bit earlier, just exactly at 11. What's some other good useful knowledge? I think just looking at like how order blocks can be respected, that helped me a lot. Essentially stuff like this, where we'll create, like let's say we're dropping, we create an up close candle, that next candle closes bearish below that low, so you now know this entire range here is your order block, right? And sometimes like it will just blow through it and come higher and touch, you know, premium or whatever. But this is where you have to like stack your PD arrays, so then you'd look for an inverse. So you can see our second PD array is an inverse, and then actually if we go to an even higher time frame, it's possible that this is a breaker, you know. I'm not too sure exactly what, like this is a breaker. So you can see how we've just randomly managed to find 3 PD arrays that kind of support this idea. And this, before, I used to be like the type of guy, I'd watch this happen and then I'd still have my limit up here set and be like, oh, you know what, maybe. But yeah, you got, oh look, okay. By the way, this matters, like it can quite easily just come all the way up here, but it's based on candle closures. So we want to see a candle closure respect this. So we could for the next 2 hours be above it and then, you know, close in it or whatever. Alright, so we've got our PD raise touch, we've got our discount, premium touched of the range, we're in our BPR. Now I'm gonna look through the lower time frame and find a fair value gap to use for an inverse. Let me just draw these out because they're a bit difficult to see in terms of size and where it's at. So 3 minute is the same, 4 minute is the same. So obviously this 4 minute is the priority right now. Okay, we're gonna be careful of let me check that 5 minute. Yeah. But I was hoping that we'd make a 2 minute, yeah, like this. Because this 2 minute would be quite clean. It would be a larger fair value gap, higher in the range, get better risk to reward. A little bit more risky though, because if you think about it, for it to close below that 4 minute down here, it takes a lot more movement in price than if it was to just close below a 2 minute up here. Anyways, let me it's like the question, because we are higher time frame bullish, and it's like for us to look at this objective now on the lower time frame zoomed out, it would need to maybe make a bearish stay in this gap, but I assume that that might be what it wants, because it would want to seek discount of this range, which lines up with taking that sell side. So I'm not too interested in, like, I don't kind of want it to respect this. I want it to go lower, and it looks more likely that that would be the one it respects. I'm just gonna keep double checking the 15-minute structure. Let's draw out our, okay, we might get a 3-minute one. Let's check YM. I don't like how YM is bullish, but YM's just always doing the opposite. Because we could be bullish to these highs, but don't want that. I don't want that. Definitely shouldn't see a closure above this inverse down on ES. Oh snap, I need to be alert, because okay, let me draw this 2-minute out and I can replace it by the 3 when we get that. So sweep is definitely valid. Maybe it wants to sweep this high. I'm gonna just replay that. Okay, 3 minutes been given. I'm gonna replace this now. It's okay. I'm testing out a new theory about liquidity sweeps and how to ensure that you're always getting the right one. Essentially, a high and low is usually a 3-candle pattern where the middle candle has the highest wick or the lowest wick. Obviously, like, you know, this candle here has the lowest wick with the 2 candles next to it, which makes it a valid high or low. However, the 4th candle rule states that we must leave that high or low essentially, and if you kind of like dissect that, what does that mean? For it to leave it, it needs to be a bearish close if it's a high. So that 4th candle kind of needs to be bearish, and it would likely need to be closing below that 3rd candle's body, which is that the only, oh no, I suppose here it's valid. No, forget that actually. This is this is sort of not a risky trade because I've got everything ticked off, but I definitely don't think this is as high probability as some of the other ones we've had. I'm just gonna take a screenshot of that. Oh wait, that's not even a one-to-one. Let's recheck the 15 minutes. Okay, YM definitely looks like it wants to take that high. And I'm assuming maybe until it wants to take that high, it will be let off to then go lower. But it might not always be the case. Because this might be SMT that it requires. So we're going to monitor when this takes that high, do we then get our reversal and continue lower? Or is this going to continue to drive price higher? I don't think so. I think the markets are more bearish than bullish. And that's why this doesn't phase me that much. Because I genuinely think that this is like a Judas fake move happening. Because look at what's being... Price is still being held in this order... you know, our overly stacked PD rays at the same time YM is just reaching for buy side. Because where's ES going? ES ain't going nowhere. This definitely looks more like a Judas. Yeah, that's my take on that. So 525. Just gonna recheck the time frames to see if we got a better. No, I like our 3 minute up here. I think that 3 minutes the best. Let's double check YM. Okay, oh yeah, we're already on it. Let's mark that as buy side. Because this is what DXY does, especially to futures. So DXY will hold DXY will hold futures in a consolidation until it reaches its level of liquidity to then allow them to move. And I think he taught that specific, ICT taught that in his 2023 mentorship. There was a specific live stream where he was showing the difference between DXY and the futures, and he was showing how essentially what I described here. So NQ is being held in a 15-minute gap while DXY, just imagine this is DXY, is reaching for its liquidity. Oh, wait, we gotta be ready, boys. Yeah, I'm all set for this. Something like that for me. Just in case. Quick double check on ES. Okay. That looks fine. I'm gonna have YM on this screen instead of ES because I want to see how that buy side gets swept. At the same time, we're maybe gonna drop lower on NQ. You gotta be patient until that candle actually closes because it could bait you. Don't enter before. See, it didn't close below. We don't enter. We're not in this. Not yet. What I'm talking about 3 PD arrays and that all applies to lower time frame also. So if we close below this reclaimed order block here on the 4 minute, I just refined it because on the 3 minute it's valid, 4 minute it's also valid. Maybe the 3 minutes more valid, a larger body size, I'm not sure, I don't care too much. But essentially this area and price, if we can close below this might be held. And we might not seek a retracement back into here. This is how I go about entries that I kind of get missed on. So let me readjust that stop loss. And if I'm gonna still have an entry, not yet obviously because the candle hasn't closed, so don't put anything in. But when this candle closes, it's gonna make a 3 minute fair value gap. And for me, if this might sound a bit complex, but if this fair value gap low was lower than this inverse, I would enter on that. So imagine if this high here that you're seeing on that fair value gap, imagine if that was like here, I would enter here instead to make sure that, because then on the retracement it might want to touch the fair value gap. Whereas the inverse is still the lower option out of the two, so I'll still enter on the inverse. Yeah, I think we're waiting to take, come on, just take that buy side, man. I must double check ES quickly. And let's just check the 15 minute. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look, I mean, we could have asked for more. Okay, we tapped though. We didn't sweep it though. Just take it already, man. What are you doing? Oh. Is this candle gonna close below? Because I'm feeling like it might not. 10 seconds. Alright, so I have officially placed an entry limit at there. Stop loss is almost exactly the same. There might be a slight difference in a tick or so. Yo, I'm just gonna say that this ain't financial advice, by the way, because I ain't been saying that recently just because I thought it was obvious. And I'm not trying to get done bad. Okay, that's me set up. If this hits take profit, I've got to dip instantly. I'm sorry, I can't stick around because I'm on a tight schedule. So essentially, yeah, if it hits stop loss, I got to dip. If it hits take profit, I got to dip. And then even if it doesn't do anything until 11 o'clock, I got to dip. Oh yeah. So if it does, yeah, I'm in a short, Josh. And that's my basic exact trade. But I still think we're gonna consolidate, maybe even come back for a bit of drawdown until the YM takes that buy side. So I'm sort of mentally prepared that it's not just gonna be like yesterday, because yesterday's was mad. We can't expect that all the time. Everything has been ticked off of my model sheet, so I kind of have to be proud of the result, win or loss. That's how we... Okay, so it's about to... Did it sweep it actually? I think... Wait, what am I seeing? No, not yet. Still. Come on, bro. If this does exactly what I've basically called, then this I need to make a note about this and send it out in the Discord because I think this is quite helpful. Instead of getting, because sometimes you know what can happen, right? Like when instead of YM being the one that's so in this scenario potentially YM is the Judas is what we're saying, and this is a fake move to buy side. Sometimes this could be NQ and YM and ES are bearish, and so that's why it's important. I think I say it every time now, but to check between all three of the pairs because you need to have a grouped understanding of like the main direction, because one of them can throw you off easily if you're only checking one, and two, I don't know, like maybe you could get away with ES and NQ. I don't think it's valid. I don't think it's good though. I think you should always check YM even if you don't like it much. Oh my goodness, not yet, just a little bit more, broski. I'll tell you if we hit take profit. I'm gonna get rid of the Fibonacci tool. It did sweep that low, and this low in fact as well. That's not far. That's very close actually. In fact, there we go. Take profit. Oi, let's go, bro. 4 for 4 this week. Come on, Hog champ, bro. Hey, who's just messaged me? Oh, it's the Discord. Like, big man things. I'm just making sure I'm out of my positions. I'm not trying to, because if I've got a dip, I won't be able to check my charts at all. Oh, we entered right at that bottom. That's nice. This is literally why I only go for 1-to-1s. I'm not greedy. I'm just 1-to-2s are effective for account building and growth. But I think if you're just prioritizing either getting out of drawdown or on account highs, I think 1-to-1s are probably better. That's just me personally. That might trigger some people, so I don't really care. Yeah, I'd love to stay, but I literally have to go, so I'm sorry, but yeah, I don't know if anyone did take that on demo, of course. SEC, we're not financial advisors. Don't you worry. But yeah, I hope someone maybe learned something in the stream, or I don't know, whatnot. Let's check YM. We didn't check YM. Oh, it hasn't taken buy side yet, but I don't know if that. I might be blind, bro, but that looks like. I can't believe I'm under. Oh yeah, so it didn't. It didn't. Alright, safe though. Thanks for being here, guys. Yeah, I appreciate it. Take care. I hope you have a good afternoon and good weekend, bro. Don't forget, yeah. No, don't trade on Monday. Just leave it. Don't trade unless you want a demo. That's fine, but not real funds or funded accounts. You'll be better off just waiting. Trust me. Alright, say if you want to message me, you can message me in my Discord though, because I'm active in that. So, yep. Alright, safe. Peace, guys.